Hello everybody, this is Vic. It's been a minute since I've done any kind of videos. Been kind of just in an existential crisis and whatnot, but today I wanted to talk about Turok. Turok, of all things, is back. I want to say it was December of 2024 during the Game Awards. Like, I remember it being a Game Awards event, but I think it was 2024. It's been a year and 2 months since this announcement happened, and obviously it was leaked sometime earlier that year, and I talked about that as well. But it has been quite a bit of time. I know there's like a screenshot or two that came out during this period, but it has certainly been a minute since we've heard anything for Turok Origins, and then like a week or two ago, 2 Funko Pops just out of the blue came up for Turok Origins.
What the fuck?
For me, it was hard to judge anything based on these Funko Pops. I mean, they're a very overly stylized version of something in a game that I haven't seen much of. We finally got more gameplay footage as of the 5th. It has been. I am recording this on the 7th, so a bit late to the party, I'd say. But this came up in a Nintendo Direct, which means the game is coming to the Switch too. So we're gonna talk about a lot of what was in there, because I'm a Turok fan and it's been quite a bit of time. Here's this part here where you got one of the characters in like some kind of an outfit. I don't know what to call that. There's like feathers or fur. I'm gonna assume it's fur, although it kind of gives off like a feathery texture. It could be feathers, who knows. As you know, these suits are like, I don't know, they're like, they adapt or something. It's a weird thing. I was also taking a look at the guns, and those don't have the most interesting look. Pretty basic, generic sci-fi thing. But here in the next shot, we get a look at the alien faction that was talked about briefly for the announcement, and it's given me Doom, Halo, Prometheans, and Gears of War type vibes with the environment, the enemies, and how they look. And it's a very interesting thing. You see the alien like does this zigzag teleporting thing, which reminded me of the Promethean soldiers in Halo 5. The scenery reminds me of Gears of War or Doom, with like a gothic, like sci-fi feel to it. The alien themselves, it's hard to get a glimpse in this particular shot, but it's like a lizard dino humanoid thing, and I kind of like the design of the creature. Again, though, the pistol's kind of generic. This looks like a standard suit, though. I think it's the standard suit for the Turoks. I don't know. Here's the blue one in the next shot, where they're like fighting a space tentacle or something. I really don't have much to say about this one. This gun, though, I really don't know what to say about the gun or the suit. The suit has like an interesting color scheme, but the guns just look generic sci-fi to me. Like, it's not pulling me in the same way other Turok weapons did. Here it shows all the 3 characters. Now, this is something to note. The Nintendo Switch Online version of this game says that to play multiplayer, you need the subscription. So, unlike the Xbox version, which says this game just requires an online subscription to play, very different wording. So I don't know if it'll be different depending on your platform, but I'm hoping when you try to play by yourself, you don't need a subscription. Otherwise, they really missed the mark on that one. Really, it's just so bad. Alright, here in the next shot, you've got giant demon bird thing. Kind of reminds me of, does anyone remember those like flying bat things from King Kong 2005? That's what it reminds me of. I don't think it's supposed to be like a dinosaur or an actual creature. It's just, yeah. And my brother, I showed him this, and in this particular part he said, this looks like Monster Hunter, and A lot of people have made those complaints when the game was first shown, and I can't blame them. It does kind of get that vibe. And then, next shot shows first person. You're not delusional. You're not seeing things. This is in first person, and I was surprised because I didn't even notice at first until the announcer said it, and it looks great. It really reminds me of classic Turok and modern Doom, so it's cool to see that here. This is clearly the bearded dragon that he's looking up at, although it's kind of really blurry and you can't get a good look at it. But honestly, this already looks way better than the Funko Pop does. Like, it is like 10 times better. The Funko Pop is obviously stylized and it's supposed to be kind of cartoony, goofy, but the game version is so much better. Obviously, this isn't a real dinosaur. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, you know, why is it whatever, but it's like, I like how it looks personally. I don't know if there's going to be a standard T-Rex or not, but this looks pretty T-Rex-ish. But I kind of like it. I kind of like this one, not going to lie. I believe it's a shotgun. It looks like a shotgun, and then he switches over, he or she, I don't know who they're playing as, to this gun, which kind of gives me like, I don't know, kind of like a, do you remember that like small like detonator gun from Turok 2008? That's kind of what it reminds me of. I definitely think it's going to be kind of like a grenade launcher of some kind, but you never see it really used. Here we get a good look at one of the aliens, a much better look, and I like this design right here. I like the like spikes coming out the side of the head and overall armor design, and this one's clearly using a spear. They show you how it looks when you're collecting like stuff from like enemies and environment stuff, and they show how it looks when you transition from one suit to the next. Very nanotechy. I really just don't know how I feel about it. I've seen nanotech like 1,000 times, and yeah, but this is not the first game that had like suits with different like stats or abilities. Escape from the Lost Valley had that, so it looks like, oddly enough, this game takes inspiration from a lot of different Turok games, because they got like the reptile slug people from Evolution, gun designs that look like they're from the 2008 game, and environments that kind of look like they're from the classic games. It looks like it stuns the enemies. Like, it's not supposed to fully damage them, but maybe paralyze them, like the darts are like a paralyzing dart. I don't really know. I don't know. The blue one from earlier emits a shield that deflects projectiles or whatever attack may come. I don't know. Here we've got a shot of a Turok character jumping on top of a giant ogre wielding a minigun flamethrower. I don't really know what it is, but this looks pretty cool. We got really cool scenery here in like a temple or something. And then again, the Doom, H.R. Geiger, Gears of War, Gothic, Hell Spawn location, Xenomorph Hive thing. I really don't know how to feel about this particular environment. I'm guessing this is like an alien ship or an alien base or whatever have you. It definitely feels like the weakest spot in the entire game, the weakest type of location. This particular one kind of reminds me of Turok 2, in which you go into these warp portals and get like an artifact that helps you gain the abilities of a past Turok or an ancestor or whatever. That's what it reminds me of, to be honest. I don't know if that'll be the case, but it definitely looks like an artifact that'll help you or something. Here's the Lustrovenator. This was the other one that had a Funko Pop. It's got the 2 laser guns, and it's got a snake-like head and body. It's kind of weirdly interesting. I know this is a real dinosaur, and I don't think this captures the real dinosaur. I would have been totally fine if this was just a made-up creature for the game. I don't know why it needed to be an actual animal. We have raptors and stuff. Like, we don't need other stuff, but we got cannons. Here we've got shots of the characters. I don't know what to say about these characters. They look fine to me, and I am glad that they didn't just like make them any kind of ethnicity, that they did stick to Native American character, because that's what Turok is. It's a Native American storyline, and it would feel weird if it was anything else. Obviously this female character, either it's a customizable main character you play as, or she actually is very pivotal. I'm not exactly sure. We don't know yet. We've got evil villain that looks like General Rom. Not a bad choice to design one from, but I'm getting Gears of War Doom vibes. And another shot of a character jumping on top of a big enemy. I really love this, like the alien demon designs, because I think those are pretty cool. And then announced for fall 2026 for the Switch 2. So that was a lot to kind of unpack right there, and it took me 15 minutes of recording, but I'll probably narrow it down quite a bit. We've got some interesting creature designs and weapons and stuff. From this trailer, I gotta be honest, I'm not disappointed. I'm just kind of like unsure of how to feel about certain aspects. Like, the art style seems to be the one thing that is still throwing me off. The creatures have kind of grown on me. There's a uniqueness to them, but even then, like, once you get to like the aliens and like certain locations, it starts to feel like they took inspiration from other franchises when I don't really think they needed to. But then again, maybe I'm crazy, you know? I don't think the art style is bad per se. It's just jarring. It just reminds me of other games. And I think that's going to be the main problem that I and many others are going to have. But that was not enough. We also have a couple posts from the Saber Instagram, or I mean YouTube Shorts, however you want to look at it. And we have blood and characters getting their heads sliced in half or their throats slashed. So while this game, I think it's T for teen, I don't think they've upped it to M for mature. Well, it is a T for teen game. Like, there's still blood and a bit of gore. Like, I don't think it's going to be as gory as the original Turok, but it's gonna have blood and gore. So that's definitely something, you know. But another thing I wanted to look back on when looking through this, one thing I noticed is that beyond the bow and arrow, no weapon really sticks out here that's not in any other kind of game. You know, like, I remember classic Turok, and it had things like the cerebral bore, which I don't think that's ever going to come back in a Turok video game. It's beautiful as the day I lost you. I think this weapon has not been in Turok since Turok 3. And that was 26 years ago. I think it came out in the year 2000. Like, 26 years ago. Turok Evolution didn't have it. Turok 2008 didn't have it. Escape from the Lost Valley sure as fuck didn't have it. We waited 26 years for them to have iconic Turok weapons, and we got it. We got them to do it. We got them. It's kind of hard to make out because it's barely in frame, but it does kind of have a similar design. It's like a circular weapon with the barrel at the front where the shit shoots out. It's in the game, and the guy's head fucking blows up. It just blows up. I just went back through my video, and as on the Xbox official listing, it is T for teen, but Saber right here on their own fucking video says rating pending. So that's kind of interesting. So to sum it up, essentially, Xbox and its listing are basically not to be trusted. That's what I'm getting at here. It's like it is not to be trusted, like, at all. So, okay, let's pause real quick, summarize how I personally feel with everything that was shown off here. So, Turok Origins is looking great. I like the designs of the creatures and the aliens. Not everything, but some things. And I like at least one of the guns. I can't say for sure I like every gun. A lot of the guns we've seen are mainly machine guns or the bow and arrow. We haven't seen any like unique guns except for the cerebral bore, which again, that it's just fucking awesome to see that in a Turok game again. I think the only huge issue I have is just the art style. And I also don't know how I feel about the suits. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like, Saber definitely understands Turok, and I called that shit. I said that they were gonna get it. So if anybody can make a brand new Turok game, I believe it's Saber. And I just hope that Turok Origins just feels like a story-driven game. I know they made Space Marine 2, and I haven't played that, so let me know in the comments if they're capable of it. But I'm just afraid that it's going to be a looter-shooter, grindy, gain level type of game instead of just a fun game where you explore the Lost Lands, killing all kinds of enemies with a variety of weapons. They also haven't shown how many weapons you can hold at a time. I'm just going to guess you can only hold 2. It's not going to be like classic Turok, and that does kind of suck. But it doesn't hurt my feelings too deeply, just so long as they don't do a Duke Nukem Forever. Please don't. I don't know if I'll be able to play the game at launch, since I'm trying to transition to PC, and these are very trying times for PC gaming. I don't see myself continuing to play on Xbox. It's just, I can't, you know. But thank you all for letting me ramble for today's video. If you enjoyed it, click the like button and share it if you want to. I'm not going to force you to. Comment your thoughts on Turok Origins and subscribe for more videos from my channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.